So far you should have an Excel spreadsheet that looks similar to the one here. And you should have your total miles and your total time. You're going to want to make sure that you add your average cost of gas per gallon. So you can look that up on Google. What's the average cost of gas in the United States per gallon? Or if you're in a different country, you're going to look that up. And then you're going to figure out or type in the miles per gallon that your car gets. So you spent some time looking up what kind of car you wanted to drive and the miles per gallon it gets. I'm going to add that here. If you weren't able to find that, then you want to just pick a number, basically between probably 20 and 40, and that would make sense for a lot of different cars. And you're going to enter that here. So the next thing we need to do is figure out what is the math problem that we do to figure out our total cost of gas. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our total miles driven divided by the miles per gallon that our car gets. And that's going to tell us how many gallons of gas we used on our whole trip. So to do this, we're going to do the equal sign to start our formula like we usually do. And then we're going to put the parentheses, click on D6, and then just like you would write it, if you were writing out a problem, you can just put the backslash here. And then we're going to click on our miles per gallon, put another parentheses, and click enter. And this shows me that the total gallons of gas used was 5.1 something. We can choose to have fewer decimal points showing by clicking these buttons up here on the ribbon. So if I want to have decreased number of decimals, which I do, I should be able to click this and it will round it to what degree it needs to. So I'm going to just do 1 decimal point. So now to figure out the total cost of gas, I'm going to take the gallons of gas that I used and multiply it by the average cost of gas per gallon. So in this case, we're going to use what we would call the answer to a multiplication problem. The answer to an addition problem is sum, and the answer to a multiplication problem is called a product. So I'm going to do the equal sign, product, and then do my parentheses. So I want the product of the average cost of gas, and then a comma, times the gallons of gas used. And another parentheses and enter. And I can see my total cost of gas right here. And again, now I'm going to make it 2 decimal points because I'm going to make this now in dollars. So to make any box into dollars, you can just click United States here to get the dollar sign. And I'm going to do that also for my average cost of gas because that is representing dollars. And also, nope, that's it. So those two are showing me money, so I'm going to use the dollar signs on them. And now, if you didn't do a flight, you're done. If you did do a flight, you can use a website such as Cheap Tickets or going directly to an airline like United Airlines or something like that to figure out your cost of your flight. And it may have more than one part, so you want to figure out your total cost round trip. Once you figure that out, you can put that in here. So I'm just going to say it was $1,000. And again, I can now make this box dollar signs. And so my total cost of my trip would be the total cost of gas plus the cost of the flight. So we're going to use. So to figure this one out, we're going to put the equal sign sum again with our parentheses, click on this box, and then a comma, click on the next box, and parentheses, enter, and it will show us our total. If it doesn't show the dollar sign, you can change it to dollars. And that will complete your Excel spreadsheet.